Hello everyone. Chào mọi người. Thank you so much for getting ready early and just be here and wait with me. I normally always get sit in front of the laptop and wait for 15 minutes in advance, and I think today was the first time I saw so many interaction between me and you guys, so that was really cool to know that a lot of you was doing the same thing with me. We just haven't been communicating to each other in the previous live stream. How's everyone? Mọi người có khỏe không? I hope you had a good week. As I posted on our community tab a few days ago, then you probably know that I have decided that next live stream will be the last weekly live stream that I'm gonna do. So it's just that I have a few other projects ongoing that I like to focus on, and I feel like I have covered quite a few of Vietnamese in the past few weeks, and it has been amazing. But at the same time, I think you will benefit more from other projects that we're working on at TVO at the moment. So, but don't worry, we will still be making videos every week, and we'll still be doing live stream, not weekly, but probably monthly or something like that. So, yeah, when we have decided on the schedule and the plan, then we will let you know. Hey, hello everyone. Chào David and Stephen and Dave and Sam. And Đông Sang and chú Lúc. Chú luôn luôn rất chăm chỉ chú ơi. Okay, so no more chit chat. Let's go straight to the lesson today, which is 3 types of comparison in Vietnamese. Do you already know this? I'm sure that you probably didn't realize that there are 3 types in Vietnamese, but I'm sure some of you know how to do the comparison sentences in Vietnamese already, right? If anyone know, can you let me know in the comment that what is the structure or what's the word that you use to do comparison? You don't really have 3 types in English, and you kind of have a different name for one of the type as well, but this is how Vietnamese people say it. Yeah, so equative, non-equative, superlative. Yes. That was really correct. I'm David. You kind of say everything that I was gonna say, so save me a lot of trouble there. Yes, so there are 3 types in Vietnamese, exactly what David Oman said: equative, non-equative, and superlative. Yeah, so the superlative is the one that I said in English. You call it with a different name, but in Vietnamese we call it comparison. And yes, Sam and Đông Sang, you guessed correctly as well. The word for comparison is hơn, but it is there's more to it than that, right? Hơn is like the simplest type of comparison. Okay. Oh, chào anh Chris. I remember you. You're still learning with us, or are you on a break? Hi Vincent. Hi Daniel. Tu, hơn nhất. Hơn and nhất are correct, David. But what's the first word? What is tu or từ? Or tu? This is why Vietnamese is so annoying. Yeah, because when you type without the tone like that, I have no idea. It can be tu, 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 tu. So yeah, it's kind of one thing, one annoying thing. I don't know if you notice, but if you are if you travel a lot and you spend a lot of time in Vietnamese airport, you sometimes you hear something really funny on the speaker, on the loudspeaker, that be like, we'd like to invite Mr. Nguyễn Đình Hùng or Nguyễn Đinh Hùng or Nguyễn Đình Hưng or Nguyễn Đinh Hưng to the counter, and then everyone was just like they were just saying like 4 different type names you've got on the ticket. It doesn't tell you the tones, right? So it's just really funny. Hi Colin, sorry I missed your name earlier, and RJ and Darton as well. Well, welcome. It's your first time. I hope you'll be able to learn a lot from this. Okay, so let me switch you to the PowerPoint. There you go. 3 types of comparison. As you all guessed earlier, it was equative, non-equative, superlative, and you all guessed correctly as well. It's hơn and nhất. But no one seemed to be, I just about to say no one seemed to be able to guess the last type, and then Dong Sang said, also bằng. Yes, so that the 3 types. I'm gonna go into each of the type with more information now. Okay, so comparison in Vietnamese is so sánh. So sánh. Okay, so sánh. So 3 types of comparison in Vietnamese is so sánh hơn, so sánh bằng, and so sánh nhất. Okay, so can you guess in the order which one is equative, which one is non-equative, and which one is superlative? Can you guess from this? It's pretty easy. Apart from the word so sánh, you already notice that the name of the type of comparison already include the word that you would need to learn for that type of comparison. So it's just so easy. Hi, we have so many first time viewers today. Hello Quốc Khánh and Han Yu as well. Sorry, you said you're early for the first time, not that this is your first time watching a live stream. Chào chú John, really good to see you here. Okay, so equative is bằng, non-equative is hơn, and superlative is nhất. That's very correct. So seems like most of you already kind of know about this, right? For those who don't worry, because I'm gonna go in like very detailed about each of the types. So it's just like a completely new lesson for you. Okay, so for so sánh hơn, this will be the structure. I was gonna ask you if you know what the structure is, but I accidentally pressed a button, so it kind of showed. This is like the structure that you use to make a comparative sentence in Vietnamese. So first you have subject 1, and then the adjective, like someone said earlier as well, like noun, adjective, hơn, noun. However, adjective is not the only thing you can use. You can also use verb phrase, and you can also use a few verbs that it's got like kind of like a degree to it, like that can be measured in degree or in different levels. And then hơn, and then subject to. So if you compare this to English, then a lot of you wouldn't get confused because the order is different. Hơn is like, can be translated like more in English. So a few of you gonna be confused because in English you put more before the adjective, right? And then you also have subject 1, and then more, and then adjective, and then subject 2. However, I don't like to compare hơn with more because more on its own already means something. Like I can say em có, I have, sorry, it should be in English, I have more food than him. So more, they already have like like a meaning that you don't need it to go with another adjective. You don't need to say more beautiful or more happy or more anything. So sometimes I notice that my student would say anh ấy có hơn. So he has more, anh ấy có hơn. But that is not how it can be used in Vietnamese. Hơn on its own doesn't have that power that more has. Hơn always have to go with something, either a verb that can be measured or an adjective. So that's the reason why I kind of prefer to compare it with, like you say, if it's bigger or smaller, then hơn function more like the ER, the at the end, smaller, bigger. So the ER again doesn't carry any meaning on its own, right? It has to be tagged with something. So yeah, you think of hơn that way, so it will be less confusing. And then we don't use the dan in Vietnamese as well. So okay, so subject 1, adjective or verb phrase, and then hơn, and then subject 2. I'll give you one example. Ví dụ is example in Vietnamese. Hoa cao hơn lan. This is a very simple example because there's just only one word before the hơn, right? Which is an adjective. Hoa cao hơn lan. Hoa is taller than lan. Okay? Easy. But as I said, you can also put a verb phrase. So here, tiếng Việt có nhiều dấu hơn tiếng Trung Quốc. Tiếng Việt, Vietnamese, có nhiều dấu, has more tones, dấu is tone, hơn tiếng Trung Quốc than Chinese. So here, có nhiều dấu is a verb phrase that you put in before the hơn. And because có is not a verb that you can kind of measure, so that's why you need to go with a quantity word, like quantifier. I think that's what it's called. Like nhiều or ít. Okay. So tiếng Việt có nhiều dấu hơn tiếng Trung Quốc. Okay. Another example. Here is an example of a verb that can be measured in level or different degree, which is thích. Thích, you can take something very much, you can take something a little bit, right? So tôi thích ăn phở gà hơn phở bò. Tôi thích ăn phở gà hơn phở bò. I like chicken phở more than beef phở. Okay? Don't know about you, but for me, this kind of like, I know am I the only one that kind of go through phases? Like there'd be a long period of time where I just love phở gà and not really care about phở bò, and then after that I'd be like, oh, I just want phở bò all the time now, and I can't be bothered about phở gà anymore, and it just like kind of swap like that. So you probably noticed that phở bò is put in the brackets. Why? In the box at the top, I also put subject 2 in the brackets. It means that subject 2 is optional. If it's obvious what you're talking about, then you don't need to repeat it anymore. Like if I ask you, bạn thích ăn phở gà hay phở bò hơn? Do you prefer phở gà or phở bò? Then you can just say, tôi thích ăn phở gà hơn. Period. Okay? You don't need to repeat the subject 2. Sorry, I saw a comment that just I'll quickly read it. The word attach does not have a K sound. It just attach. Sorry. Did I say the word attach there? Yeah. Sorry if I did. I don't remember saying that. Okay, so that is the third example. And the last one. David nói tiếng Việt tốt hơn Michael. If there's a David here, oh yeah, we do have a David and a Michael here, but this is just an example, okay? David nói tiếng Việt tốt hơn Michael. David speaks Vietnamese better than Michael. So here you have another verb phrase that goes with an adjective. Okay, so the last three I try to choose examples in kind of different types so you can be open to many different situations. You can see that in the last three examples are all verb phrase, but they are verb phrase in three different situations. The first one, you have a verb which is có, to have, but then it goes with a quantifier like nhiều or ít, so it's like the amount, right? The second one, you also have a verb thích, but because thích is a verb that can be measured, so you don't need to go with any other word. You just use thích on its own. Thích, sorry. And the last one is nói tiếng Việt. So nói is speak, and nói is not something you can measure, so you need to go with an adjective like tốt, or you can also use it with a quantifier like in the second example. David nói tiếng Việt nhiều hơn Michael. And if I skip the tiếng Việt, David nói nhiều hơn Michael, it means David talks more than Michael. Okay? So easy? Super easy, I bet. Okay, so if you have any questions, it's time to ask me, or if you don't have any questions, then it's time to prove to me that you understand by sending me one example. Okay, you can choose to make an example with an adjective, or you can choose a verb phrase or whatever, and I will correct it for you. While you're making the example, I'm gonna focus more on if you are beginner there and you don't know much about Vietnamese pronunciation yet, then hơn is a word that you really have to focus on the O with the hook, the vowel, okay? Because it's very common for you, very natural for you to see the vowel O and then round your lips like hôn, but that's a completely different word. It's O with the hat, okay, and it means something else as well. So for O with the hook, you have to open your mouth. Hơn, okay. I know my picture is a bit small, but if you look at the shape, hơn, you can see that I'm not rounding my lips. Hôn, that's something else, okay? And then the normal O is hon. So I also round my lips, but my lips open bigger than the O with the hat. Hon, that's the normal O. Hôn, that's the O with the hat. And then the last one is the one we're learning. Hơn, okay? So yeah, a lot of people make the mistake with pronouncing the O with the hook because it's just a natural reaction for them to pronounce the O in English. So just want to make sure you remember that. Okay, so I'm gonna look at the example. Give me 1 second to just turn on my fan. Okay, David nói tiếng Việt kém hơn Michael. That's correct. Well done, Chaos. Thành phố Hà Nội xa hơn thành phố New York. Đúng rồi chú John. Nhưng xa hơn from where? So for this sentence, you for this sentence you should it needs to be put in a context. So because if you say it's further than New York, then it's better to give a more context, more background, like further from where, like from where you are or something like that. Mình có thể nói được tiếng Hàn tốt hơn tiếng Việt. Perfect, well done, Đông Sang. Yes, Michael, you can use subject 1 without subject 2. Mình giỏi tiếng Việt hơn các bạn. Yes, Chung, you're Vietnamese, right? That's not fair. Tôi múa tốt hơn Steve. Yes, Sam, well done. That's a very good example, and I'm really happy to see you here for the first time. Or I mean, I know that you've been here, but Steve been kind of like sending the example for you, so it's great that you're here commenting as well. Xe ô tô đi nhanh hơn xe máy. Perfect, well done, Dalton. Mình thích nghe tiếng Việt hơn tiếng Anh. Vincent, thật à? And your sentence, tiếng Việt khó hơn tiếng Anh. That's already the subject. Tiếng Việt is already subject 1 and tiếng Anh is subject 2 in that sentence. And that is correct sentence. Hôm nay chúng tôi đi bộ nhiều hơn hôm qua. Hôm nay chúng tôi đi bộ nhiều hơn hôm qua. Perfect. And Steve, all the tones. Wait a minute. Are you guys using Google Translate? Because all your tones are just like perfect. That's so impressive. I don't mean to doubt you, but I think this is the first time I see so many sentences with no spelling mistake at all. So it's so impressive. I'm really happy. Okay, so seems like everyone is good with the first type of comparison, right? This is easy, and I'm sure that many of you kind of know this already. But what about the second type? Let's see. The second type is called so sánh bằng. So sánh bằng. So bằng is in Vietnamese means equal. So 1 cộng 1, 1 plus 1 bằng 2. That is like the word that we use in math when you want to do like a math. What do you call a math problem? Is that how you say that in English? Yeah. So, but in outside of math, then bằng mean equal. And here's the structure. It's pretty much the same with so sánh hơn, but then you can see that there are two different structures that I'm giving you. The first one is pretty much the same as hơn. You just replace the hơn with the bằng or như. So bằng and như are kind of interchangeable. Subject 1 plus adjective of verb phrase, and then bằng or như, and then subject 2. And then the second way is that subject 1 và subject 2. So instead of putting one subject at the beginning and the other at the end, you put two of them together at the beginning. So when you put the two at the beginning, like David and Michael are something as each other, as much as each other, right? So you can need that each other at the end. And in Vietnamese, the each other part is nhau. Nhau. You probably know the nhau. You probably heard nhau a lot, like in cãi nhau is argue, or đánh nhau, fight, or yêu nhau, like be in a relationship or love each other. So the nhau they put after a verb means that you do something that is come from both ways. Đánh nhau, you're fighting, so not one person hitting the other person, but two of you are fighting back. Cãi nhau, argue, so the two argue back to each other. Yêu nhau, you love each other. If you say anh yêu em mean I love you, but you say mình yêu nhau mean we love each other. So yeah, so that's the two types of so sánh bằng. It can be translated as like as in English, like I'm as tall as Hoa or something. Or Hoa and I are as tall as each other. Here's your examples. Hôm nay nóng bằng hôm qua. Again, the first one, just one adjective, very easy. Hôm nay nóng bằng hôm qua, or hôm nay nóng như hôm qua. Okay. The second example. Tùng và Dương chạy nhanh bằng nhau, or Tùng và Dương chạy nhanh như nhau. So here I give you instead of just one adjective, I give you a verb phrase. Chạy nhanh, run fast. Tùng và Dương run as fast as each other. If you really want to know the difference between bằng and như, then as I said, it's not like a clear difference. It's not like bằng is used in this situation and như is used in that situation. Most of the time they're interchangeable, but I would say that bằng is likely used more in things that you can kind of measure, and như like as, so use more when for things that you can't measure. You just like, it's like, right? One example to explain this is if if you say I look like your friend. Let's say I look like your friend, then you say trông Lan giống như bạn của tôi, or something like that. So because I look like her, it's not like exactly equal. It's just like a more or less like that. So that is something you can't measure. So you say như, you don't say Lan trông giống bằng bạn của tôi. Okay, so that is like, if you really want to go really deep in the difference between bằng and như, then that would be. But just remember that most of the cases they are interchangeable. And another example, Đà Nẵng không có nhiều người bằng Hà Nội. Or Đà Nẵng không có nhiều người như Hà Nội. Đà Nẵng doesn't have as many people as Hà Nội. So just the same as English, when we use bằng, when you use as and as, then you use it more in negative sentences, right? He is not as tall as, or today is not as hot as something. So same in Vietnamese, people kind of use this more to say not as. Đà Nẵng không có nhiều người bằng Hà Nội. And do I have one more example? No, I don't have one more example. Okay, so that was so sánh bằng. Okay, any question with the second type, so sánh bằng? Okay, seems like this lesson has been super easy because you don't have any questions. To be honest, pretty simple, right? So if you don't have any question, again, you need to prove to me that you don't need to ask anything and you understand everything. So send me one example, please, and then I'm gonna correct it for you. David, that is not true. News has been one of the most active. Tôi câm như một hòn đá. So tôi câm như một hòn đá. I'm as mute as a rock today. Is that an expression in English? We don't have that same expression, but we say câm như hến. Hến is a type of sea, like water creature of, I don't know, animal. I know I don't want to say animal, but anyway, it's belong to the same family with clam, and it's because clam, you know, that the shell they close, and for hến they close, and they shut close as well. So in Vietnamese we say câm như hến. It's like you're shut like a type clam. Tôi muốn nói tiếng Việt tốt như Lan nói tiếng Anh. Very good, anh Steve. That's perfect. Both in structure, grammar, and spelling. Yes, Lan và Hoa đẹp như nhau. Yes, that's correct as well. Climb up. Yes, so that's how you say it. Climb up. Oh yeah, so you have the same expression. Okay, any more examples? What? Let me see how many of you are here. I know that we have more people here, so you need to send me example. You need to do practice after you learn something new. Otherwise, you might just forget it. Okay. So I'm gonna carry on, but please send me examples as well, because I when I teach something, I want to make sure that people understand it. Mì Quảng ngon bằng bún bò. Well done, Dalton, that's correct. Nhưng em nghĩ mì Quảng ngon hơn bún bò though. Not really a fan of bún bò, I don't know why. Except for bún bò Nam Bộ. Tôi nghĩ học tiếng Việt. So Sam, if you look back to the structure in the box, then verb and adjective are put before the bằng and như. So for the sentence, you should say, tôi nghĩ học tiếng Việt khó bằng or khó như học tiếng Anh. Okay? Tôi nói tiếng Việt như đứa trẻ. I speak Vietnamese like a baby. At least you do speak Vietnamese. Michael, what do you mean you don't understand all the words around the subject? You mean in the structures I gave, like, or if you give me more information, I'll try to explain it for you. Tôi không thích bóng chày như bóng đá. To John, very good. I don't like baseball as much as football. Đọc tiếng Việt dễ hơn đọc tiếng Trung. Đúng rồi, Chris. Yeah, that's one thing I like about Vietnamese. Like, even though we're surrounded by countries that the letters are not Latin letters, but yeah, Vietnamese, we have a Latin system, so it's much easier to teach writing and reading. Dạo này mình không học tiếng Việt nhiều bằng trước đây. Perfect, Dong Sang, that's very good. Yes, Jonathan, you're welcome. Okay, so that is so sánh bằng, equal. Next, you will see the last type of so sánh is a type that you call superlative in English, but we say so sánh as well. So the structure is you have subject one. Well, actually, it's not subject one. I should erase that. It's just subject, and then adjective or verb phrase, and then nhất, and then you have the range. And the range here is in brackets, so it means it's optional as well. Nhất is, if hơn is normally translated as more, then nhất is normally translated as most. But again, you can use most on its own, but in Vietnamese, nhất always have to go with a verb or an adjective or something that can be measured. Okay? So, examples. Ví dụ, Hồ Chí Minh là thành phố lớn nhất Việt Nam. Hồ Chí Minh là thành phố lớn nhất Việt Nam. So Ho Chi Minh is the largest city in Vietnam. Vietnam here, I use the range because Ho Chi Minh is not the biggest country in Asia or not even in the world, right? So Vietnam is needed there. But then you have tôi thích cái áo này nhất. So if I just say tôi thích cái áo này nhất, it's kind of obvious that I mean nhất among all the shirts that I have, right? I like this shirt the most. So in that case, you don't really need the range anymore. You don't need to say tôi thích cái áo này nhất trong những cái áo tôi có. Among the shirts that I have, you just say tôi thích cái áo này nhất. One more example. Mùa hè năm nay là mùa hè nóng nhất trong lịch sử. Mùa hè năm nay, this summer, là mùa hè nóng nhất trong lịch sử, is the hottest summer in the history. So, lịch sử is not, it's kind of like a period. So, what I'm trying to say is sometimes you need to add the preposition. Like this one, if you add the preposition trong, then it sounds better. Hồ Chí Minh là thành phố lớn nhất trong Việt Nam. It doesn't sound good, but mùa hè năm nay là mùa hè nóng nhất trong lịch sử. It sounds good. Like in the history, the same, right? The same as in English. You can't skip the trong for this case. Mùa hè năm nay là mùa hè nóng nhất lịch sử. It's shorter and it makes perfect sense. but just know that sometimes you have to add the chong and sometimes you don't. Okay. So that Bailey, come here. Sorry. That I just at the beginning that I wish she would behave today, but yeah, she's not. So that is how you do superlative so sánh nhất in Vietnamese. Can you make example? I'm gonna go get my dog. Yeah, you won't be bothered by her anymore. Next lesson, I'm gonna keep her in the living room so she can't be a pain like this. Con chó, yes. She just have this bad habit that she just gave herself the job of like protecting me. So anytime just a tiniest sound, and she like go crazy like there's someone who's gonna attack. The funny thing is, if I'm not home and if someone just enter my house, she wouldn't even care. Like I have so many people say that who came and just say, oh no, your dog didn't bark at all. Okay, any examples yet so I can correct for you? Tôi thích học tiếng Việt với Chi Viêu nhất. Cảm ơn anh Steve. I'm glad that you like learning with us. Tôi thích ăn sô-cô-la nhất. Yes, that's good, David. I think many people can say the same thing. Xe đạp của tôi nhanh nhất. Really, Daniel? That's it correct as well. Good. Nước Mỹ có tỷ lệ tử vong vì Covid cao nhất thế giới. So chaos, that is really good example, both in vocabulary and grammar and everything. Impressive. It sounds, in this case, it sounds better to skip the chong. The word chong is not wrong at all, but it just sounds more natural. Cao nhất thế giới, the best, the most, the highest in the world. Okay, yeah, see ya, Michael. You can go back. We have a lot of beginners video as well. Tôi là người đẹp trai nhất ở Đà Nẵng. Good for you, Dalton. And yes, that is a correct sentence. Tôi thích uống cà phê Việt Nam nhất. Yeah, that's good. Tôi xem YouTube tiếng Việt nhất. So Sam, all the words are correct, but Sam is not a verb that you can measure. So for this one, you should use with an adjective, or you should use it with a quantity word like nhiều. So for example, tôi xem nhiều YouTube tiếng Việt nhất. I watch Vietnamese YouTube the most. Or tôi thích xem YouTube tiếng Việt nhất is also good. So you need something else there. Okay, đẹp nhất thì rồi. Okay, so ICM, you should when you use a plural form like that, you need the classifier. So, but then also if you're talking about general, then you don't really need to use những, because it's like if I say all the dogs are like this, all the mangoes are like this. So I'm talking about the mango or the dogs in general. So you just say con gái Việt Nam, Vietnamese girls, okay? Con gái Việt Nam, that's general, you don't need những. Tôi thích ăn gà ta nhất. Really? Let me guess, do you also prefer the brown meat to the white meat? Because gà ta, Vietnamese chicken is kind of like the main difference is that it's kind of chewier, like not as soft, not as tender, but because we believe that because of that it's got more flavor, just like the thigh part is chewier, but it's got more flavor than the breast. So mèo nhất also means one. Nhất, Yes, in Chinese, nhất means one. In Vietnamese Chinese, từ Hán Việt, nhất mean the first. So when you talk about ranking, so thứ nhất means the first. Đây là cái bút thứ nhất và đây là cái bút thứ hai. But people don't use thứ nhất when talking about the first as in experience. Like this is the first time I watched TV or live stream. For that you would say đây là lần đầu tiên. Okay, đầu tiên. Con chó của cháu Lan là học sinh hạnh phúc nhất. Chú John ơi, cháu không nghĩ thế. I don't think she appreciates this thing that I do at all. I think she's a bit annoyed of it, to be honest. I'm not giving her any attention. Cô gái hàng xóm, hàng is with a G, ICM. And là cô gái, you need again classifier, cô gái. Okay. Ở Campuchia có hai mùa là mùa nóng và mùa yes. But Vandet, you first of all, nóng doesn't have the hat on the O. But yeah, I don't think I can correct the meaning of this one because you know the best. Núi Fujisan cao nhất Nhật Bản. Okay, that is correct as well, but just focus more on the tone. So cao, no tone, and bản with question tone. Sam là phụ nữ đẹp nhất ở Mỹ. Oh, yes, that is very good, and Steve, perfect sentence. The best is tốt. So if you say the best is tốt nhất. Yeah. Okay, so seems like everyone is doing great with nhất, right? Let's see. So I know that you all been proving to me that you understand this, but I still have one last challenge, not challenge, game, activity for you to practice. Okay, I'm just gonna pause at this scenes for 1 second so you can screenshot, you can take a photo if you want to save this structure. And then here's the practice. The practice is, I recommend before I play, you should choose a function to for your YouTube video to show a full screen so you can see it clearer. But you all know the game, find the differences, right? This is the same, but the only difference is instead of pointing out the differences to me, you have to make sentences. So for example, let's say the picture on the left, I should have added that in, sorry. The picture on the left is Chang A, okay? Chang A. I'm just gonna type it here, so Chang A. Okay, so Chang is a picture or painting, and Chang, let's say the one on the right is Chang B. So Chang A and Chang B is how you say picture A and picture B. Back to the PowerPoint, I want you to make sentences like the table in picture A is something than the tables and picture B, okay? Using the first two types of comparison, which is so sánh hơn and so sánh bằng. For so sánh bằng, then obviously you need to use a negative side of it, không something bằng. So I also know that there must be a lot of new vocabulary for you. I don't want to give you a list of vocabulary because that kind of give it away where the differences might be. So you can either ask me for the vocabulary that you need, or you can Google Translate it. But I want 10 sentences of 10 differences in these two pictures, okay? And you can do that. This is teamwork, by the way, so as soon as you find a difference, just send it in. And the thing I like most about this activity is something like a few things in here you can't use comparison, like it's taller or bigger or smaller or anything, but it's just different. So in a normal find the difference game, it'd be really easy, you point it or circle it. But here is a time that you need to be creative. If it's not something that you can't compare, then how are you going to find a way to compare it? Okay, so that is a part where my students normally get really creative and make really funny sentences. So yeah, it's your chance. Han Yu, tôi là ca sĩ tốt nhất thời gian. Thời gian is not a good range to use in this sentence. You mean like of all time, right? So of all time, it kind of like in the history. So you should say tôi là ca sĩ tốt nhất trong lịch sử. So ICM found the first difference. Bức tranh A có ít bánh bánh quy. Yeah. Tranh A có ít bánh quy hơn tranh B. So first of all, you put hơn after bánh cookie, right? So you put hơn after the whole phrase. So ít bánh quy is a phrase, so you put hơn at the end of it. Tranh A có ít bánh quy hơn tranh B. You don't need T in there. I don't know why there's a T, but you don't need the T in there. So that's one. Francis, interesting question. We don't say bò nhất. We do say châu nhất, but châu nhất has different meaning in Vietnamese. Probably in your country it's mean like a silly, but châu in Vietnam, because the buffalo is very strong, right? So châu nhất, we normally use it for like people who are like this really strongest. So we only use it for animals that kind of like their name has been turned into an adjective. So not any animal, just the one that has been turned into an adjective, like châu. Cái cây trong bức tranh A thấp hơn cái cây của tranh B. Very good, ICM. Cái cây trong, in the picture, right? Not on the picture. Thấp hơn. Okay, so that two. Danton, that is a perfect sentence, but it's not a difference. If you say con bò trong tranh A lớn bằng con bò trong tranh B, that is the same, right? It's not a difference. So if you want to say difference, you need to use không bằng. The cow in picture A as big as a cow in picture B. Doesn't count. So you still have only two differences so far. Con bò, sorry. Người phụ nữ. Okay, so that's a shorter way to say. Okay, I accept that, Daniel. Người phụ nữ A màu đỏ hơn người phụ nữ B. Yes, okay, that is one way to compare the two women. Người phụ nữ A, also màu đỏ is the noun, the color red, because màu is color. So if you want to compare, you should skip the màu. Just use đỏ, then it will become an adjective. Người phụ nữ A đỏ hơn người phụ nữ B. Okay, that's three. Trên bàn trong bức tranh A có nhiều đồ ăn hơn trên bàn ăn trong bức tranh trên bàn ăn trong bức tranh B có nhiều đồ ăn hơn trên bàn ăn trong bức tranh A. Very good, Chaos. That's a difference. It's the same difference as the one that ICM said earlier, but that's a different way to say it. So yeah, well done. Let's still stop at 3, guys. Có nhiều bánh quy ở tranh A hơn tranh B. Perfect, David. Cái bàn trong tranh A dơ hơn cái bàn trong tranh B. Sorry. Why do I keep saying A first? Cái bàn trong tranh B dơ hơn cái bàn trong tranh A. Yes, Sam. So if you mean about the amount of cookies that was being messy on the table, then yes, that is correct. But still, that's the same difference that's been pointed out already. Chung, con bò trong tranh A có nhiều màu trắng hơn con bò trong tranh B. That is a correct sentence, but I feel like you mess up the A and the B, right? Because the cow in B got more white, right? But yes, that is difference number 4. So well done. The cow. Cây trong tranh A nhỏ hơn cây trong tranh B. Very good, anh Steve. But that was also the difference also mentioned already. The second one is con heo trong tranh B mập hơn con heo trong tranh A. Very good. That is like the difference that most of my students only found it at the very end because it's very hard to notice. So Steve just found difference number 5. We still have 5 more to go. Okay. Steve and Sam, have you been learning Southern Vietnamese? I just noticed that because you use word like dơ and mập and heo. So yeah, it's just something I noticed. Áo của bà trong bức tranh B đẹp hơn. Chaos, that is a very good and creative way to find a way to compare that. But that difference has also been mentioned. So we're still at 5. Con bò A và con bò B trông như nhau. Không phải Steve, con bò A, the color is different. Con bò trong tranh A có ít màu trắng hơn con bò trong tranh B. Very good, Chris, that's correct. However, chanh is a A-N-H, but A-N-G would be chang. Okay, so chanh, you stretch your mouth more. So for the picture, it should be chanh with the H. Cái ấm trong tranh A an toàn. Quyên, that is very good. That is very creative. Cái ấm trong tranh A an toàn hơn tranh B. The teapot in picture A is safer than the one in tranh B. That's exactly the kind of creativity that I was talking about. So yes, that's 6. Con lợn B béo hơn con lợn A. Very good, Francis. Ooh. Oh, I just realized I've been really slow with the comments. Tranh B sẽ có một ấm trà bị hỏng. Very good, Kana. That's a way to say. However, you weren't using the comparison, the so sánh though. Ấm pha trà trong bức tranh đầu cao hơn ấm pha trà trong bức tranh cuối. Perfect, very good. Ấm trà trong bức tranh A cao hơn ấm trà trong tranh B. Okay, so that's all still the same difference that already been mentioned. So still 6. Con bò A mập. Oh, múp. I think in the South people say múp as well, right? Béo múp. Hơn con bò B. That is actually not true. The two cows are the same size, only the colors are different. Mute as a rock. Cây bên phải cao hơn cây bên trái. Dalton, yes, that is correct, but that has also been mentioned before. Con dê A bị điên nhiều hơn con dê B. Why? What made you think so? There's another one. Đuôi bò A dài hơn đuôi bò B. Very good, Steve. Đuôi bò A, đuôi con bò is better. Đuôi con bò A. The tail of the cow in picture A is longer than the tail of the cow in picture B. Lông đuôi con bò A dài hơn con bò B. Very good. 7. So we have 3 more. Do we really have 3 more? Yes, we do. I think I missed one. Let's count all the ones that you have said again. You have talked about the tree. You have talked about the pig. You have talked about the color of the cow, the number of cookies on the table, the position of the teapot, the dress of the old lady, and the tail of the cow. Yes, there are 3 more. Very difficult. Even I forget, so that's why I needed to check again. Okay. Bà bên trái trông duyên dáng hơn một bà khác mặc váy xanh. Really? Does she? Heo B béo hơn. Yes, well done, Tim. But that's also one difference that been mentioned. Cây tre ở ngoài. So Chris, you should say ở ngoài. On the out of the window. Ooh, I got a super chat. Thank you, Bit Last Scene. Thank you for the super chat. That's exciting. I kind of forgot that I set that on, even though I put that in the frame on the right. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you like this. Okay, so I think I just saw the next one. Con gà A đẻ nhiều something hơn con gà B. Yes, that is an egg. So con gà A đẻ nhiều trứng hơn con gà B. That's correct, trứng. So that's number 8. Con gà A đẻ nhiều trứng. Has more eggs. Đẻ is like the verb to give birth to. So the chicken in picture A give birth to more eggs than chicken B. Trong bức tranh trái có nhiều quả trứng hơn bức tranh phải. Very good. Okay. That's still it. Sorry, I can't. I don't think I can make it any bigger. Because if I make it bigger, I won't be. Yeah, I don't think I can. Sorry, but did you try to open the video on full screen mode? Cái bàn ở bức tranh A nhỏ hơn cái bàn ở bức tranh cái bàn ở bức tranh B nhỏ hơn cái bàn ở bức tranh A. No, Han Yu, that is not a difference. They are the same size. Someone just found number 9, which is also a very difficult one. Con lợn A ăn nhiều bánh hơn con lợn B. Con lợn A ăn nhiều bánh hơn con lợn B. The pig in picture A is more cookies than the pig in picture B. It's very hard to see, right? The pig in picture A has a cookie in its mouth. So only one more to go, guys. Can you do it? If I want to circle the ones that have been found, then I think I would have to go back to edit it. That would probably take a while. Sorry. So how about this? I'm gonna type all the different that you have found here. Just keep looking. I'm just typing down the differences that have already been spotted. Ooh. I didn't mean to say that. And the last one. Okay, so that's the 9 differences that has been spotted by you guys. Hai con bò smell thơm hả? How can you know, Tim? By the way, smell, the verb is to ngửi. Ngửi. Okay. Con heo bên trái ăn nhiều bánh quy hơn con heo bên phải. So again, Dalton, hơn is put at the end of the comparison of the comparative phrase. So it should be ăn nhiều bánh quy hơn con heo bên phải. Okay. Oh, everyone is quiet. Yes, David just found the last difference of the 2 pictures. Well done, David. I wish that this was like a game or something that I can give you a present, but well done. That is every single time. The size of the pig and the color of the teapot, always the last differences that my students find, because I guess for the teapot, because you already notice the difference with the teapot in the 2 pictures, so you can't like forget to come back to it. But then there are 2 differences with the teapot, the position and the color as well. So yes, màu của bình trà có màu xanh hơn ở bên phải. Yes, that's one way to say it. The color and the teapot, mèo. You have to make a sentence, okay? You can't point out the difference. Con gà trong tranh A đang nhảy đẹp bằng con gà trong tranh B. Yes, if you are pointing out the similarity, yes, but that is perfect sentence. Well done. Hình ảnh ấm trà A đẹp hơn hình ảnh ấm trà B. Yes, to John, that's another way to be creative about comparing the difference of the 2 teapots. Con cú ở bên phải sáng hơn con cú ở bên trái. Why is it out? Is it? Oh, actually, now that you say that, I think it's a little bit. Yeah, there's a tiny bit difference between the 2 owls, even though that wasn't the difference that I was aiming for, but it's very slight different. I wonder if it's because like the color of the dress cap affected as well. Okay, mắt đang đau. Okay, but don't have to look to stay anymore, Tim, because all the 10 differences have been found. Well done, everyone. That was very good teamwork. I hope you're clapping at the screen as well. Okay, so that is practice that I want to give you guys for the 3 types of comparison in Vietnamese. So remember, remember, just to summarize what we learned today before I end the live stream, there are 3 types of comparison in Vietnamese: so sánh hơn, so sánh bằng, and so sánh nhất. Okay, and the only thing you need to remember, first of all, is the pronunciation of hơn, hơn. Second of all, bằng and như are similar, like almost interchangeable. And there are 2 ways of using it, which is either you put subject 1 and 2 at the 2 end of the sentence, or you put them both at the beginning, and after that you need to say như nhau or bằng nhau. And then you have so sánh nhất, which is goes with the range, and the range is optional. I'm gonna emphasize on one more thing, because I noticed that a few of you make the mistake. So hơn, as you see in the structure, hơn is put after a verb phrase. So if you're comparing something, just finish the whole phrase that you want to compare, and then you put hơn at the end, okay? Because I noticed that some of you, it's a very understandable mistake, but some of you put hơn immediately after the verb or the adjective, because it kind of makes sense, right? But if there's another noun after the verb or the adjectives, then you need to put hơn at the end of all that as well. Okay? And question? Cảm ơn anh Steve. If there's no question, then I think I'm gonna end the live stream here. So again, next Friday, the time will be 3 p.m. on Friday. Let me see the date. It will be the 5th of June. Can't believe it's June already. Time flies so fast. Yes, so that will be the last weekly live stream, and so far I haven't decided on a topic to cover in that last live stream yet. So if you have any idea, if you have any requests, since it's the last one for a while, so I want it to be something that you would really need, you can really benefit from. Okay, so feel free to leave a comment or bid. You just sent me another super chat. Thank you very much. That was very generous. Thank you. I hope you'll be able to join my live stream, the last one next week as well. And yes, please request a topic. Please suggest something you'd like to learn, or if there's something that you, even if it's like not a grammar point, but like if you have an idea of what I should do, like if it's just a Q&A session, or if you want me to just talk Vietnamese to you guys, or if you want me to answer questions about cultural Vietnamese things, and yes, just feel free to suggest. Okay, I can't promise that I will do what you suggest, but it will like give me a lot of ideas to work on. Oh, seems like a lot of you like the topic today. Thank you very much, everyone. Okay, so I'm gonna end. Oh, one last note. As I said in the last live stream, the first video of TVO video team was out last weekend. So if you haven't seen it, please go and check it out. If you haven't liked it, please just give them a thumbs up to to encourage them to make more for you guys. And you probably noticed in that video that they put so much work and effort in making that, like with a lot of acting and a lot of different filming location and stuff. So yeah, please just show your support to TVO video team. And even if you see that there's room for improvement, you can leave a comment as well, because as the team is still learning, I think that benefit a lot from if you have like a suggestion to make it even better. Okay. Okay, cảm ơn mọi người rất nhiều và chúc mọi người một cuối tuần vui vẻ. Thank you everyone and have a great weekend, and I'll see you at 3 p.m. Friday next week. Okay, tạm biệt.